Okay, you guys, I'm over here stressed out because you remember when the PP loan was here? I did the PP loan and I just got a freaking, oh my God, I just got a letter in the mail that said I'm subpoenaed to court for this. And if charged, I'm facing 10 years in federal prison. 10 years in federal. Hold on.
All right, guys. Old school Will here again. Hey, I was scrolling through the social media sites, and guess what I came across? I came across a lot of folks crying about not paying back their PPP loans. Yeah, during COVID, Uncle Sam was throwing money out there like it was no end to it. A lot of you folks out there, you know who you are. You got all that money in that bank account by just filling out an application. I think it had about 3 different questions on it, and you say, "Wow, this is free money."
Can we talk about it? I have few regrets, but one of my biggest regrets is not taking out a PPP loan because some people did not have to pay them joints back, but some took it too far. Like this lady right here. Why would you take out a $7 million PPP loan and not only not pay it back, but you use the money to buy pink Rolls Royce like you was Killer Cam or something, a motorcycle and a ring for $150,000? Can we talk about it? Sis was living a high life during the pandemic. She was living a life during the pandemic. To have a car that pink that looked like Pepto Bismol. Imagine driving around in Atlanta, the only place you could drive around with a Pepto Bismol car. And now you going to jail for it. So imagine sitting up in prison, all you thinking is, I never should have bought that Pepto Bismol car. I don't care if it's a Rolls Royce. That thing is ugly. It looked like a piece of Laffy Taffy or bubble gum after it's stuck on the bottom of your shoe or you've been chewing it too hard and you spit it out. Can we talk about it? Sis was living that good life during the pandemic. She had no worries. She was giving out money. Here it is. $7 million in PPP. See, I salute the people that took out the little PPP loans and then didn't have to pay them back. But some of y'all took it way too far, and the government is catching up to y'all. They are catching up to y'all. They are checking the books, and they are checking it twice before this year is over, and they are taking y'all to jail because it's a federal crime. PPP. Y'all took out this money, this relief money, and y'all relieved yourselves. In a motorcycle, sis was really living a life. She really thought she was Tom Cruise, Tom Cruise, Tom Cruise. Why would you get a motorcycle? Yo, imagine being a government auditor. You just read it. She bought a pink Rolls Royce. That's it. You going to jail. That's it. I don't even need to see no more. Then you reading all the other stuff. $150,000 ring? Sis, you was living that life. And you got a good job. You was an attorney in Atlanta. You was a black queen in Atlanta. You had some money. No, I mean, you was probably in Decatur or Buckhead. This is Decatur or Buckhead behavior. Maybe a little midtown in a like, can we talk about it? Sis, that car is egregious, it's ugly. I've never seen a more hideous luxury vehicle. And now you going to jail for that. Imagine just sitting up. Your cellmate asks you, what'd you do? I bought an ugly Pepto Bismol car and I stole $7 million from the United States government. Just say that with me. I stole $7 million from the United States government. You going to jail. It don't matter when you did it, how you did it, and you on record. And it's my thing about y'all PPP loans. Y'all took all these PPP loans out and then have no business. Y'all literally had no business doing it. No type of business. Y'all was registering it to Roger Corp and Isaac Corp and to Sean Corp and all these other names of these fake ass businesses. And y'all didn't think, let me actually flip this money. This is why I'm mad that all that pandemic money we was getting, we was not thinking about flipping. I wish I could go back in time. A lot of people wish they could go back when they were super young. No, I want to go back to December 2019 and just tell myself the playbook like, yo, Bovit's about to hit. You know, I can't say the C word because they flag it. Bovit's about to hit. Yo, Stimmies is coming. I'd be like, Stimmies? I would have been so confused. PPP, Stimmy. I would have known what I was talking about, but I would have went back in time like one of them sci-fi movies. Like, yo, PPP, Stimmy, take all the Stimmies you get. Because some of y'all was going state to state to state to state to state to state, taking out PPPs. Y'all ain't in jail yet. But this lady in jail. $7 million from the United States government says, You bugging out. You the PPP Hall of Fame. They must have a PPP Hall of Fame. Hug, the Omi with the Hellcat dude, and a bunch of other people is in the PPP Hall of Fame of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. They got you on a list of the most notorious PPP scammers. And of course, the queen PPP scammer would be from Atlanta. Look at her. And you know, she got the one goal too. She looked like she got the one goal too. She was balling out. I wish I would have met you during the pandemic. Again, I only got one. I got few regrets. You know, you always say, oh, I wish I could go back to a period of my life. I want to go back to the pandemic, right? Before the pandemic started. And I'd have made it the pandemic. And I definitely would have flipped that money and not bought no Pepto-Bismol car. Can we talk about it? Sis was living a high life. Now she's living like a low life in prison. Oh, man. And you know they had to get her. Imagine the judge. How am I gonna let you beat this? Just seeing that car. It's no way. What lawyer? You'd have to dig Johnny Cochran up. And I hope she ain't defended herself. She probably should just defend herself since she a lawyer. Again, you just do your whole law degree, and now you got to lose your law license because you're convicted of a felony or any kind of misdemeanors from the bar. They kick you off the bar and you lose your law license. So even if you get out of jail, you don't have no career no more. You worked all that time for a law license just to scam. But lawyers is scamming, so can we talk about it? Would you have bought that ugly car? Fraud. Listen, I got few regrets, but we all got that one regret. I just want to go back in time and whisper, put it on a little note, just whisper in my ear what PPP. Get it. Start it. But again, y'all should have really started real businesses and used that money for real businesses, but now y'all all looking crazy. Y'all didn't really think they was going to come find y'all? Seriously? Can we talk about it?
Guess what? Uncle Sam's coming calling. He wants his money back. And if you don't write him a check, guess what they're going to do? They're going to garnish it out of your paycheck. Or that tax, Social Security check or tax refund you think you're getting for 2025. Keep wishing.
Update on the PPP warrant. So I didn't think that it was real at first because it's been about 3 years since I did mine. And man, I'm gonna take my lick because at the end of the day, I knew what I was doing when I did it. I knew that it was a possibility that, you know, everything could go sideways. I see a lot of comments, people got negative shit to say. They want to say, oh, you committed fraud, you knew what you was doing whenever you did it. And I get that, I get it, it's all good. But at the end of the day, man, you know, every time somebody going through a negative situation in their life, y'all want to add negativity to the negative situation as if it's not already negative enough. Most people don't understand, you know, when we was doing our thing, man, shit, it's hard out here. A lot of people don't understand, man. You know, I'm already a convicted felon. You know, I did damn near 8 years, 7 years and 9 months to be exact. And shit hard. And so I'm going to just take my lick on the chin, man.
So there are a lot of people out there that are totally unhinged right now because they screwed up. Yeah, they went out and bought all them diamond watches and went on those vacation cruises and Europe and all that other nonsense. And now they ain't got nothing to show for it. But Uncle Sam said, hey, I want my money back.
If you got a PPP loan, get ready now.
Carried about 25 years. They had 5 years to catch up on this wire fraud. They no longer have 5 years, they have 10. So they don't have to be in any particular hurry. Now, if you mess with more than one agency across the board, they're going to notify the other ones, get your house in order. See, when you filled out the application, that was a charge. I want to say that was 2 to 5 years, but it's been a while since I did this video. I'm not doing the research, you got to do it. But wire fraud itself, once you had that money transferred into the bank, it was 25 years. Let me tell you what they're looking for, because they finna flag your account. If you had more than one PPP come to your one address, they're gonna flag you. If your income tax returns for your business do not line up with what you told the SBA, they're gonna flag you. If you didn't have a business registered when you filled out that application, they're gonna flag you. If you purchased anything, if you started a business, if you used that money to fund a new business, they're gonna confiscate all of it. The equipment, all of it. If you own anything, get it out your fucking name. Transfer that property. Start looking for a place for your children to go, because the United States is in the business of free labor, and they do not mind sending your ass to the penitentiary. They did it for the specific fact of sending you to the penitentiary, and they will build more. See, this is federal time. You will not seal these records. You got to be pardoned by the governor or the president. You done fucked up. If you have children who took this loan out, take them to see an attorney, because they're going to need it. If it's any time for a family to get together and take care of this thing right here, it's going to be now. Y'all think that this was something small. This was by design. They had people called forecasters that knew who would take the money and how they would get it. They set you up again. Y'all thought I was blowing smoke up y'all ass. He's signing bills in the law to make sure that they have an extended period of time. He done hired a special prosecutor. They firing people at the Chicago Housing Authority. 6,280 people are about to lose their housing and catch a federal charge. They can wipe their ass on their degrees to the tune of $135 million stolen from the SBA. Right now, currently, they have prosecuted about 1,000 cases, and altogether it's about $1 billion worth of PPP money. I'm going to say it again. Get your house in order, and whatever money you got in the bank, get that goddamn money out the bank. Transfer that property.
Administered by the Small Business Administration. Loans helped millions of businesses stay afloat, and they kept their workers employed when we had that economic shutdown, and everybody realized and understand how bad that was. The program also faced criticism for fraud in some large companies getting funds they arguably didn't need. In other words, they scammed the system, along with a lot of folks out there. Because that loan was quickly issued, many individuals and businesses abused the system. Common fraudulent activities included fake businesses applying for loans. Go figure. Who would come up with a fake business? Inflated payrolls or employees' accounts to get more money. Excuse me. Using funds for personal purchases like, I can't believe some of these folks did this. They went out and bought luxury cars. They bought homes, jewelry, vacations. Some of them got so freaking greedy, they went out and they actually applied for multiple loans under their business's name. The government and agencies like the Department of Justice, FBI, and Small Business Administration, they use data analysis to spot irregularities. Whistleblowers, your buddies, in other words, who were kind of jealous that you got so much money, they also ratted you out. They cross-checked with IRS payroll records and public businesses' databases. Okay, the real cases and consequences, some notable examples. Let me give you one. There was a man in Florida who bought a Lamborghini with his PPP funds, and that guy was sentenced to over 6 years in prison. In California, individuals submitted fake tax documents to get over $20 million in loans, all caught and charged. As of 2024, the Department of Justice has they charged over 3,000 people. Over $8 billion in fraudulent obtained funds have been seized or recovered. Investigators are still ongoing into 2025. This ain't gonna stop folks that the government get their money back. These are some of the things you should know if you took out a PPP loan. If you took a PPP loan legitimately and used it correctly, you have nothing to worry about. But the government still can audit or review your loan up to 6 years later. If fraud is suspected, you can face fines, loan repayment, and federal criminal charges, wire fraud, bank fraud, identity theft.
In 2020, I actually signed up for over 15 bogus small business loans. And since I'm already going to jail, it's time to tell my side of the story. Now, this scam started out like any other good scam. An error from the government, an opportunity for me. There was a form that you could fill out online, and it would ask you 3 questions. It would ask you, do you own a small business? You would check yes. Then it would ask you if you want $10,000. You check yes. And then it would say, do you promise you own a small business? And then you check yes again, and boom, $10,000. Now, this process was like taking candy from a baby. So once I got the $10,000, I did the right thing and I told everyone I knew about. Now, at first, people were skeptical. They said, Drake, what do you mean you just answered 3 questions and then $10,000 appears in your account? But I assured them it was legit. So next thing you know, I was signing everybody up. I was taking their information, signing up for this loan, and then I was giving them $50 out of the $10,000. And until things went wrong, like really, really, really wrong, everybody was happy. And to be honest, no problems really occurred until they realized that, hey, maybe this Drake guy isn't a trapdoor salesman. Now, in my defense and everyone else's defense who had taken this opportunity, what else were we supposed to do? Big Brother had came down, locked us down, and told us we couldn't make any money. We were just doing what we had to do. I'm just glad I got to come on here and tell my side of the story. It's been real, and I will see you in 3 to 6 years.
In a payment protection plan con. An OC man is accused of taking millions of dollars from the government and spending it on exotic race cars. Investigators say he went to great lengths to cash in on the business program.
KCAL 9 Orange County reporter Stacey Butler with how they say he pulled off the scheme.
A Ferrari, a Bentley, a Lamborghini, millions of dollars worth of sports cars purchased with your tax dollars, the feds say, by a scam artist who defrauded a pandemic relief fund.
Instead of using the money like a legitimate business to, help the business stay afloat, instead what's alleged is that he used the money for his own personal expenses, to take lavish vacations, and to purchase 3 luxury sports cars, a Bentley, a Ferrari, and a Lamborghini.
Investigators say last spring, 38-year-old Mustafa Kadiri applied for $5 million in PPP loans and got them. They say he used fake companies. He even had 4 business addresses in Newport Beach, websites online, and...
Oh boy, I really don't get it. I don't get it. PPP loan fraud was the biggest heist in modern history. Well, with what's going on today, I'm not getting into politics, but I think somebody beat that one. So, folks, with all that being said, old school, I could say I feel for you guys, but I don't think anybody had something propped up against your temple up there, your skull, and made you go and do these things. So if you think it's over with, you're fooling yourself. This nightmare is just beginning for you. My. Oh well. Oh, and before we end, if you like my programs, my videos I'm putting out here, please subscribe to my channel. Please comment and let me know what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong. Hit that check box if you want to continue to see more. And if you like it, put a like. Hit that check mark on that like part of it. It helps Old School out a lot. And like I said, a lot of folks, they love to review my videos here, but it only takes a second to hit that subscribe button and that like button. Like I said, it helps my algorithms, and it really makes me feel good that you folks like me so much. So,
I've been seeing a lot of posts lately, and articles about the Fed stepping in and picking up a lot of these PPP loans. Now, people, I was telling a lot of guys and girls that was coming into the shop that don't do it. I've been in the federal system. You're not going to steal the Fed's money and don't think the Fed's going to come to get you. You had to be an idiot thinking you were slicker than the government. The same thing would happen with Hurricane Katrina relief programs. It's the same thing with the PPP loans. They set y'all for failure. And I always tell people, when a person is broke, they do desperate stuff. When a person got his mind together, got his finances together, they sit there and calculate and think things out. Now, a lot of you don't understand. Y'all took these loans. Y'all bought chicken wings, y'all party, 1942, BBL, fake noses, lashes. Y'all did a lot of stuff that didn't make any sense for stealing these people money. Now, mind you, when the government come and step in, most likely you're going to have a long prison sentence. And a lot of these young ladies who were doing it, they was on Section 8 and on welfare. So now you can't get no more government assistance. You can't have government jobs. So you sit there and mess your whole life up trying to get 20, 30, 40, $50,000, etc. or more. It wasn't worth it because once they come, now you got to get an attorney, and more likely you have a public defender. And a public defender in the federal system surely is not going to beat these cases. And most of the time in these cases, you're going to have to take a plea because there is nowhere in the world you will beat the government when the government have all your social security number, your bank accounts, your locations, that when you came into the bank and also when you start taking the money out, buying things, all this stuff is record. So you fools was sitting out there stealing these people money to have a moment of pleasure. So you stole these people money for a moment of pleasure. No, the money is ran out. Nobody on social media balling. Nobody's showing big stacks. Nobody's showing all these fancy trips. Nobody driving the exotic rental cars. Nobody got the jewelry that they once had. The game is over. So now I tell people, when they come, because I know several people that's in my city of Toledo, have been indicted and have been convicted for the PPP loan scam. So all you people who think this is a joke, it's not a joke. They coming. Beware.
All I know is my side of the story. I can't tell no other story. I'm innocent. And Mama, I love you. P.O.P. all the time. Pray these all good pimp squad, baby, for life. Now this.